Namaste Vyas. Welcome to DM Astrology. We are into the series of a sun and we have completed yet Virgo Ascendant. Now we are entering into the Libra Ascendant. Now in the Libra Ascendant, Libra is a seventh sign of Kalpurusha 7th house. It's a ascendant for the pleasure. Libra Ascendant is a pure sign of and a Mula Trikon sign of a Venus. So here the power of a Venus is more powerful than in the Taurus, because Taurus is only a own sign of a Venus, whereas Libra is a own sign as well as it is a Yoga Karak sign, Mul Trikon sign, sorry. And that is why Saturn has choose here to be an exalted sign, right? So here the we know that it's a sign for pleasure, and 7th house we know the is a matrimonial pleasure so seen from this house. All material pleasure, all matrimonial pleasure, this all are been seen from this house. Now this is the debilitated sign for the sun. So from beginning of this ascendant itself, the sun becomes the debilitated. It is not so comfortable in this ascendant. I have seen that it is not so comfortable. Being a lord of a 11th house, it's the 11th house is a neutral house, we call it. That is why it is a neutral. It doesn't give so positive or so negative result. So let us start with the Libra Ascendant, Sun in the first house. Now here we have seen up to Virgo Ascendant various house where the Sun was debilitated. Now here it is debilitated in the first house itself. So the Ascendant Lord Venus also play very important role. See here the Ascendant Lord is a Venus. Significator is a Sun. Seated planet is also Sun. So Sun got a support from inside but not got a outside support of a Venus. Venus being a lord of this house, it has a more say on the matter of external things or the things which can we see and touch. Whereas the significator Sun is always ruled insidely. How the immunity and vitality of a person. So these all are to be judged by the Sun as it is placed in this house. So Sun being seated in this house, how it gives a result. This is a house for entire body as well as the inner immunity, vitality, all the confidence, soul, everything has to be seen. Now being a Venus as a lord, the person should have an attractive body and having a very pleasant look. As a Venus we understood, but if Venus is seated here, so it will create a Nijbang Rajyog for Sun. If it is cumbers, this is a worse. If Venus is cumbers, so Sun will not get a power, because Sun has already absorbed the power of a Venus. Now Venus cannot be charged against Sun in the Nijbang Rajyog. So Sun and Venus should not be seated here. Venus if seated in the second house, still better. Should not seated in the 12th house, it will be worse. The Ascendant Lord itself seated in the debilitated sign, right? So here the Sun is creating problem for external things. The external things from the first house we can see is height, body, the structure, the look, the physics, the structure of outline of the body. This all governed by the Lord, house Lord. There is a Venus. And Venus always leave some attractive things into the person. You will notice the Libra Ascendant people leave apart Sun position, but Libra Ascendant people have something special in their face or something special in their structure, which is so attractive that people first vision goes there. As it is a 7th sign, all people are always seeing them, attract them. So Libra Ascendant, there is a inbuilt quality to attract the people. Being a Venus as a Mula Trikona and Swagrahi sign. So Venus outsidely create a very good result. As the sun seated here, it is debilitated. See, there is a three role of sun in here. One, it is place, one it is debilitated, and one it is a relation with the Venus. Relation with the Venus enemy and relation with the sign, we all know it's a debilitated. So sun being seated as a debilitated planet, he will always try to suppress the confidence, the soul power, because what we see from inner side is all this confidence, willpower, soul or soul power we can say, and immunity and vitality, which make the people very strong internally. All WBC, white blood cell, is seen from the sun, because that is a defensive cell we have, and because of which we always protected ourselves from the external any disease or any bacteria or anything which is coming from outside. So such a kind of things we can save ourselves from them. So sun being seated in the first house, being a debilitated, it is always create a lack of a confidence. It is not giving a good connectivity with the soul. Always your inner voice will be different, and what you are pursuing, what you are doing, your bodily action doesn't match with what your inner voice is saying. See, sun is always guiding you insidely. There is a light. There is a light insidely, and insidely it is always guide you what to do, what not to do. So here sun is misguided, we can say, more as a body is misguided, because the body gets a signal that do this, as we all get our inner voice, but the externally this Venus is not permitted. Being is debilitated, it suppress. Being sun is debilitated, it suppress, and due to the suppression, right, due to the suppression, sun is not able to give its full condition, and due to this not giving a good result by the sun, it is always creating that a person will be shy, person will see always a lack of a confidence, maybe he always get a confused also. So this kind of things we can always see when sun is in the Libra Ascendant, in the first house itself. Again, being a Karaka, significator, we all know the rule of a Parashari is that the Karaka Bhavanashe. Due to the Karaka Bhavanashe rule, we all know that if the Karak is seated in the own house where it is being a Karak, it will always doesn't give the result. So here, the being a Karak of a first house, his sun is seated here, and again it is debilitated. It will be very bad for the person having a lack of confidence. His immunity and vitality is such a down that he will not able to recover, and his body, his or her body internally cannot face the challenge he got from outside. So such a kind of things can happen in the native, that he will be not able to get a good health and immunity system, vitality system, and due to lack of immunity and vitality, either he will be always down, he always feel himself being a down and restless and non-motivated, unmotivated we can say. Even though we charge him, even we give them motivation, after all when they really perform, see, one thing is the theoretical getting a knowledge, and another is when you really perform. So at the time of a boosting they got the charging, but when they really go to the performing that things, they are unable to perform. So such a kind of a confusion is created by the sun in the first house, being a Karaka seated in the own house. Now being a 11th lord seated in the ascendant, that means he will be having a so much burning desire, because the 11th house is a desire complete fulfillment, gain, friendship. So he'll be having so much good connection, good connectivity with the rich people, famous people, reputed people, government people, administration, but he could not able to use that. People can use his name and they will get benefit, but this person who's directly have a connection with him will not able to get this result. So such kind of a destruction we can find the person having a good connectivity, having a very good relation with others, but cannot use, and his desire will not be fulfilled. He'll be always try to fulfill his internal desire but unable to express it. He'll not able to express that I wish to do this, I wish that it has to be happen, and due to this non-expressive nature or lack of a confidence, person cannot succeed. So such kind of a negative result created by the sun. We have already discussed the impact of a karaka of a first house in the first house. Now we will see being a karaka of significator of a fourth house as a heart. It is placed in the 10th but debilitated. If Nijbang yoga has not been happened, then person will face some of the other problem related to the heart, artery block or heart attack. So person has to be always worried, and big precaution he has to take from childhood related to his heart, pressure, artery blockage and valve, what the valve we have in the heart. So that way also the fourth karaka is seated in Kendra, but it is debilitated, not giving a good result. Being significator of a 10th house, father, name, fame and recognition, it is seated fourth to it. Fourth to it, Kendra, good, but he is having a good connection with the father but cannot utilize the name, fame of a father. Might be his father is so much strong and so much in the good position that due to his over pressure he could not succeed. So that also happens, and due to the getting a good people or the reputed people surrounded, he always himself feel down and compare that I doesn't have such a kind of a guts or such a kind of things. So this is a problem the sun in the first house in the Libra Ascendant person face. Now this sun is also aspecting 7th house. It is a exalted house. We all know the Aries is a exalted sign for this. So being seated in the debilation aspected to the exalted sign, what it happens? So what happens that those who's aspecting, he himself must have a energy. When he doesn't have energy, he cannot pass that energy to the other house. So debilitated planet, whenever seeing any house, is not having any power, and being even aspecting his own house on exalted house, sun being seated in the ascendant, in the Libra Ascendant in the first house and aspecting the 7th house, has no power. It will not create anything impact or effect on the opposite people. Being it's debilitated itself cannot throw its good energy to the opposite house, that is the 7th house. So this way the sun in the first house in the Libra Ascendant is creating problem in first house itself, 4th house related, 7th house related, 10th house related. All the Kendra are affected. All the Kendras are affected being sun in debilitated. Same way when the sun was in the Aries, ascendant in the ascendant, all 4 Kendras become powerful. Here all the Kendra become down. So this way this sun is not able to give a good result. So likewise, as I told you that in the ascendant sign itself is a debilitated and the enemy sign of ascendant. Here the sun has a very less power to give its result. Maybe in the 2nd house, 3rd house, 4th house, when we move ahead, we will see that how it gains some energy, have some power of this house. So here we have seen that Libra Ascendant, sun in the ascendant, debilitated, Karaka Bhavanashe, not giving good result, and it is also spoiling the result of 4th house, 7th house, 10th house and as well as the 11th house. So this way the sun is not so powerful. We will move ahead in the next lecture in the sun in the 2nd house, Scorpio sign in Libra Ascendant, right. Till that time, let's enjoy my other videos, and do like, share and subscribe my channel DM Astrology. And for consultation you can always contact me in my email address demastrology1@gmail.com, and for more articles, more knowledge, you can see my Facebook page Dharmesh Mehta, or DM Astrology. You can also connect me in my Instagram, DM Astrology. So hope you will connect again. Till the time, stay blessed, study well. Thank you very much. Namaste.